What's up, guys, and welcome to yet another review. And this review is going to be a part of my Christopher Nolan review series, where today we are talking about the 2006 film, The Prestige, starring Hugh Jackman, Christian Bale, Scarlett Johansson, Michael Caine, Rebecca Hall. Scarlett Johansson. There's a lot of great actors in this film. And as I mentioned already, it is directed by Christopher Nolan, and it's written by Jonathan Nolan and Christopher Nolan. Where do I even begin about this movie? Now, I will say this. If you haven't seen it, this is not the video for you, because I am going to dive deep into this movie. So if you haven't seen it, spoilers galore. So just thought I would put that out there right off the bat. I actually just watched this again, simply because my theater just posted their showtimes for this coming weekend, and The Dark Knight is in fact coming to my theater this coming weekend. So I'm definitely going to go see that, and I'm definitely going to do a review for it as well. So about a week or two ago, I reviewed Batman Begins in preparation of seeing The Dark Knight in the theater again. So I said, you know what, I want to add on to this Christopher Nolan collection of reviews, because I really love him as a director. He's one of my favorite directors working today, definitely top 5. And his writing is just as good as his directing, most of the time. A hiccup here and there, Interstellar, which I'll do a review for as well. Actually, I have a review up for Interstellar on this channel, so if you want to see my opinions on that, they haven't really changed. So that video is actually up in this playlist. So yeah, definitely check that out. But yeah, so The Prestige is a movie about magicians. Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale are these two magicians. They are working for Michael Caine. He plays a character named Cutter. Hugh Jackman plays Robert Angier, and Christian Bale plays Alfred Borden. Yes, I am reading off the IMDb screen, but I want to get these names correct. I don't want to give you guys false information. So yeah, Robert Angier, I want to call him Angier for some reason, but it's Angier, who's played by Hugh Jackman, and Alfred Borden, who's played by Christian Bale. Was kind of funny because in Batman Begins and the Dark Knight trilogy, Michael Keaton plays a character named Alfred. This time, Batman is playing Alfred. So it is pretty funny in that sense. But yeah, so basically there is a trick that goes really wrong in this film. Christian Bale's character ties the rope around Hugh Jackman's wife's hands the wrong way. They're doing a trick where she's being lifted up and she's dropped into this cage of water. Well, he tied the rope the incorrect way, so she wasn't able to basically escape. So she's killed, she's suffocated, she's drowned in this water. So now basically Hugh Jackman is out for revenge, but at the same time Christian Bale's off doing his own thing as a magician, and he's created this trick that Hugh Jackman thinks is the best magic trick in the world, and it's called the Disappearing Man or something along those lines. And Hugh Jackman wants to replicate this, and he will do no expense. There will be no expense spared to have Hugh Jackman do this trick. So the whole film is not necessarily told in linear order. You get some flashback scenes, and then you get to present day, and then you kind of get things told to you throughout the film. Christopher Nolan weaves you into the story, so it is fairly easy to understand and comprehend. Now, a lot of the times in the film, you're trying to piece it together in your head, and when things are finally given to you piece by piece, you start to put the pieces together yourself, and it's like really shocking and really almost like Christopher Nolan directed this like magician. I was going to say musician. It's almost like he directed this like a magician and wrote it like a magician. I mean, you have your first act being the pledge. You're pledging yourself into this story. The second act being the turn, where things start to really happen. You think you know what way it's going to go. And this third act is this prestige, where you are totally blown off your ass from what you're seeing and what's actually happening and what you find out. So I thought that was really masterfully. This movie's really masterfully made, and I think it should have got a ton of Oscar nominations. It only got 2 for art design, and Wally Pfister got in for cinematography. I would have thrown Nolan in there for director for this. I would have thrown the screenplay in there. I mean, Christian Bale's fantastic. Hugh Jackman is fantastic. Basically, everybody's fantastic. If someone was going to get an acting nomination in this, it would probably be Michael Caine for Best Supporting Actor. He is phenomenal in this movie, and I think this might actually be his best role, especially in a Christopher Nolan movie. Michael Caine is fantastic in this movie, but as I said, you get kind of fed these bits of information throughout the film to where, you know, there's this whole Tesla thing going on where Tesla's actually played by David Bowie, and he's working with a character named Allie, who's played by Andy Serkis, who actually has a small role in the film, who I thought was pretty good, actually. Like I said, I thought all the acting was good, but there's just so many reveals that take place in this movie where you think you know where it's going, but it actually surprises you, and it's like, oh, wow, that really is intriguing and interesting how Hugh Jackman's character actually comes up with a way to teleport himself but kind of multiply himself at the same time, where they discovered in the field with all the hats and the cats, he harnesses this technology and it becomes the biggest thing. But at the same time, while you have Christian Bale and his life and what he's doing with his wife, played by Rebecca Hall, but then Christian Bale's revealed in the end of the film to have a twin brother who's actually doing the tricks with him, and they're switching back and forth. Now, I knew that watching it tonight, but the first time I watched this movie, I didn't know that. I was totally shocked by that. So now going into it and watching it with that lens, okay, I know that Christian Bale has a twin. You could see that the twin looks like Christian Bale a little bit. I mean, he looks basically the same, just with makeup and fat prosthetics and everything. So if you look for it, you can tell that, oh yeah, that is Christian Bale as well, playing this brother character. And I did like the aspect of the relationship there with you know, what version of Christian Bale is talking to Rebecca Hall or Scarlett Johansson. They both eventually leave him. So these guys really both sacrifice everything just to one-up each other. And in the end of the film, you can say it, Christian Bale is the winner of this movie. Hugh Jackman, even though he just wants to do the best magic trick he can, Christian Bale, you know, Michael Caine's character was right all along. It's a twin, he's got a double, but, you know, Hugh Jackman's like, no, it can't be a double, that can't be what's happening here, it has to be more complex than that, when really it wasn't. It was a double the whole entire time, and we find that out in the end of the film. It is really shocking, and the extents and lengths that Hugh Jackman's character went through to actually create multiple versions of himself and copies of himself, doppelgangers, and basically have them all drowned one by one every performance, you know, which is that great shot at the end of the film when we pan towards one of these glass cages, or whatever you want to call it, and one of the Hugh Jackman doppelgangers is dead inside this basement, which is crazy. It's nuts. And then you could assume that all this is going to be burned. It's all going to be destroyed, because when Hugh Jackman dies at the end of the film, he drops a lantern or something. There's a fire. But listen, this movie has so much going on. It is so smart, and it is so intelligently made. As they say about Hugh Jackman's character, his wife that dies early in the film, she gives him his stage name, and she says that it's very sophisticated or something like that. So this film is very elegantly, very sophisticatedly made. And honestly, my only gripe with it is it does feel a little long at times, even though you might know where it's going if you've seen the film. You know, it does sort of not drag, but it just does feel a little long at times. And that's really my only gripe with the movie. This is one of Christopher Nolan's best movies. I love this movie, and I'm going to give it 4.5 out of 5 stars. The Prestige for me it is a very rewatchable movie, but like I said, you have to invest yourself into this if you want to watch it. This isn't a background movie by any means. You have to invest yourself into this movie if you do plan on watching it, even though there are sort of slow moments at times. You do really have to invest yourself because there is so much going on. And it is a very smart film, kind of like Inception in a way. So I have to rewatch Inception. Actually, I'll do a review for that as well sometime soon. But yeah, Prestige. Great movie, and it's kind of underrated. It did not get a lot of Oscar nominations, and it should have. This is definitely one of the best movies of 2006. So, guys, comment your thoughts down below. Have you seen this? Hopefully you have, because if you haven't, I just spoiled basically the whole thing for you. Comment down below if you have. What was your thoughts on it? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already for a whole bunch of other reviews and content on this channel, a bunch of playlists, returning to the movies, my weekly live show, Quickie Wednesday Live, which is actually taking place tomorrow, or depending on when you watch this, Wednesday. It's taking place Wednesday, the 12th of August, around 5:15 Eastern Standard Time. So definitely come around, check that out. We have so far one digital giveaway, so that'll be exciting. So yeah, guys, that's about it for me. Again, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Over and out.